Such a cool interview. Check it out, baby. 16K.
That Amazon does for you, which is my biggest weak point, is marketing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kale. I got my man Aaron on with me today. Aaron is a stud. Aaron is killing it on Amazon. Got up to 16K at one point with the program. You want to just show them this?
From September 18th to October 18th. That's it.
There it is. Check it out, baby. 16K. And then what happened? You ran out of stock, huh?
Did a drop at the end. That's where I ran out of stock. Yeah.
It's just kind of looking through the VIP group and saying, you know, who are the guys who are killing it? Who are the guys who are putting in the work? And Aaron posted here on November 13th. Obviously, this is before he got up to that 16K mark, but, you know, 5,300 right here just in these last 30 days. And then obviously ran out of stock, unfortunately. But super, super awesome member of the group, contributing a ton, learning a ton. Overall, man, what do you think about the VIP group, the experience? You enjoying it?
What I really liked is, so let me just back up a little bit. I've tried a million things on my own accord in the past, and I really follow something that was simply step by step. So all I did was stop thinking and just do what it says. Even if I didn't agree with it, I'm like, you know what, this has worked, so it's going to work for me. I just don't think about it.
That's so interesting. So like you said, you started other businesses in the past. What made you start Amazon? What made you choose us?
So I owned this supplement store. I was selling over 100,000 a month on eBay until they decided I couldn't sell on there anymore because of some of the products. And I looked into Amazon. I had a bunch of stuff listed on there, but none of it was FBA. And I started realizing that's the way to go. And just a quick example, the one product I'm selling, I've had about 20 of them returned to my house, and I just listed them for sale by merchant. You know, and I've had 0 orders, even though it's 50% cheaper.
Really?
So, yeah, so I saw the power of it, you know, and plus I was in North Carolina, and Amazon actually, they have their own delivery system with their own vans and everything down there. And, you know, I always say if you can't beat them, join them. Amazon my retail business, so it's like, all right, you know, time to join the winners.
That's so interesting. That's such an interesting way to think about it. Like, hey, this didn't work. And I'm seeing what is working. Let me just jump on this train right here. That's so dope. So you got in the when did you get in the program? A few months ago? How long ago?
I started it in May. It was my birthday present to myself.
And what happened? I mean, you went through, like you said, you just followed it step by step. But is it a lot of people, I guess, watching this probably think Amazon they're not sure. They think it's a scam. They think they don't know. What was your experience like actually just going through the program?
So obviously when I start looking at something, I'm trying to disprove it. That's just my nature. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with this? Why won't it work? And I literally just couldn't come up with any reasons it wouldn't. And it's just, I liked how simple and straightforward everything was. The hardest part is really talking to the Chinese people. But other than that, you know, everything else is like, there's no formula for that. You give a lot of really good pointers on it, but everything else is black and white. And that's what I liked. You know, there's no guesswork really.
Huh. I love that. So cool. If you had a tip, like for someone who is just starting and to get up to, like, you hit 16K, like that's pretty significant. How do you say to those people?
I think the program is an awesome foundation. Like, obviously you're not going to be teaching advanced techniques and stuff like that. I get that. You know, but if you just stick to the rules, suggestions, I should call them, there's kind of, I don't want to say there's no way to fail, but as long as you're doing your due diligence, there's very little chance that it's going to. Like, let's just put it this way. My one product, and I straight up stole it from, what's the other dude's name? I'm sorry.
Oh, Taylor, yeah.
This is how lazy I am. Like, he's on one of the videos, he was like, oh, Ottoman serving tray. That's interesting. So I looked it up and I was like, nobody else is going to do this. I'll do it. And that was that one product.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it's so true. Like, there's so many products out there, so many products. What do you think about the industry as a whole? Like, do you think this is something you can do for the next 20 years? What are your plans for all this?
My plans are to, so I've got pretty hefty goals. Like, by March, I want to be doing, I've got, like I said, 3 more products coming in. So I want to be at between 7,000 and 10,000 profit for the month. And then by this time next year, my goal is 40.
Wow.
So I'm going to use that for some future stuff. As far as the longevity of it goes, time will tell. This is my take on it. There's still a ton of room for growth in the industry. Amazon's still growing by leaps and bounds. One day, you know, it'll kind of level off, and that's where I think things will be hard. But I don't foresee that for 5 or 10, maybe even longer years.
We talked about this before. Your like goal and your dream. Why do Amazon so you can go do this? This is one of the coolest ideas I've ever heard.
Foremost, starting up my other business here, I got a little bit of debt, so I've been starting to pay that off, but been using most of it just to grow bigger.
Yeah.
My goal, this has kind of been a goal since I was like 20, but just kind of figured it would never be possible. And I was sitting around a couple of weeks ago and I was thinking about the numbers and I was like, if I actually do this, I actually do what I want to do. And what that is, I used to live in Ocean City, Maryland, and one of my buddies and his dad used to run surf charters.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to get into it. So I've been doing a lot of research, figuring it all out. And one day I wanted to, have my own boat and do them down in the South Pacific, like Indonesia, Bali, things like that. This was definitely one of the stepping stones to get there.
This guy, can we just if you're watching this and you're listening to this, write a comment, okay? This guy wants to use the Amazon money to do surf tours off the coast of Bali off of his boat. How cool is that? If that's not the freelance life, if that's not the American dream to do what you want to do and not what someone else wants you to do, I don't know what is, dude. That is sick. And when you do it, we have to get you back on the channel. I'll FaceTime you from Bali or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't done much research on what kind of Wi-Fi you can get out there, but
we'll have to figure it out. I'll just fly down there and learn surfing. Heck, we'll just film it in person. That is sick. That's so cool. For people that are really far away from Bali, like they're stuck in a cubicle, they're stuck wherever they are, and they want to do Amazon. Pros and cons. What do you think?
Cons, I'll start off with the cons. There's not a whole lot of them, but one you have to be patient, and two, you need to stick to analytics. Never go with your gut. Like I learned that, and I say that because of a couple of mistakes I've made. But so really, that's the only cons. The pros are, it's such a big industry. Like I could tell you exactly what I'm selling. You could sell the same exact thing, but probably wouldn't even dent my sales, honestly. It's when you think about $1 trillion, like that was Amazon's. What they brought in last year. Now, part of that had to do with AWS, but you think $1 trillion, it's 20% of all goods and services in an entire year that's happening and being done in the United States. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around what that number really means, but it's pretty much as close to unlimited as you can get. So the potential is pretty much unlimited for, who knows, maybe the next 20 years. So there's really no good reason not to do it, unless it's a financial reason. But yeah, just dive in, learn everything, and be patient.
So good. So many gems. What's like the one thing you've learned from VIP that you wouldn't have got somewhere else? Like, there's YouTube, there's all these places you can learn stuff. What's the one thing you've learned here? It's like invaluable.
I'd started this little research that before I've, fell into the group, and what I had kind of come up with as my projected like target ROI was somewhere between 70 and 100%. So it got me thinking a lot bigger than that. I'm not going to lie, my first product, I think after all pay-per-clicks and stuff, we're making like 35%, but I've got 3 more items coming in that are well above 200%.
Oh, wow.
So I think it made me aim a little bit higher than I would have otherwise.
So like margins and actual ROI and the return is something that you learned, sounds like.
Yeah, because like for instance, I sold a lot on eBay, and generally if I'm buying a product for $20, I'm selling it for $29 minus shipping and eBay, and making $3. Mm-hmm. So that's like the world I'm used to as far as online merchant stuff goes.
So definitely bigger margins. Yeah, there have been people saying that like the margins on Amazon aren't good, and I'm like, dude, 20 to 40% margin. If you start a restaurant, it's like 3%. And like, I don't know what your supplement business is, and I'm sure you're doing all as well, but I guarantee it's not 20 to 40% margin, right?
50 to 60% before overhead, but then you add that in and you're looking less than 10.
Yeah, it's just typical. It's like that's the retail issue, and that's kind of what Amazon lets you solve. You sit at home, you overhead, you don't have all the employees, you don't have all that stuff, and you go from there. But has that been your experience too? I mean, when you were at 16K, you said you were at 30% margin. What was your margin?
Yeah, it was right around 30.
Around 30. So taking home, I can't even do math. 4, 5,
3, 6, 9, 12. Oh yeah, between 4 and 5 was profit.
Awesome. Well, we'll just get you back there, get those new products up. Like you said, the goal of 10K profit, 20K profit, it looks like it's right there once we get you back in stock.
It won't happen again. So it's interesting what happened. Somebody actually, they bought the last 60 units I had, and they relisted them fulfilled by seller. But it's been more than 30 days now, so they can't return it, thank God. But I thought that was interesting. It's kind of weird. I don't know if they're trying to pull something or what. But I will say the one thing that Amazon does for you, which is my biggest weak point, is marketing. I mean, you greatest product in the world, and if you can't market it, nobody's going to buy it. Well, Amazon takes care of all that, and even if you suck at the pay-per-click, there's services you can use for that.
That's so true, and that's why I encourage people to do Amazon, because there's other ways to make money online, but a lot of those other ways involve you driving traffic, right? You being the marketing, and that's one of the hardest things. People don't realize, but that's one of the hardest things to do. The reason you do Amazon is because the customers are already there. Like, they're already in buying mode, and there's nothing really like that.
Because I run 2 websites that do pretty well, but it's the same thing. You're paying monthly for SEO and a ton for Google ads and stuff like that. And then you can have a good month and a bad month because the demand for this type of stuff, your ranking changes. Now, your products change rank on Amazon, but you're still there.
Yeah.
I was first page Google, and now I'm 15, and nobody's coming to my site at all.
Interesting. Such a cool interview, man. Any last thoughts? Like, you're talking to people on the fence. They're on the fence about me. They're on the fence about Taylor. They're on the fence about 9 University. They're on the fence about Amazon. What do you think? What do you say to those people?
I would say that you guys have definitely put a fun twist on things. You see a lot of these programs out there, and they're very serious, which is good. But then, you want to be able to laugh sometimes and like enjoy yourself. You guys definitely put that fun twist on it. And then, and this isn't just because I'm talking to you. I truly believe you guys actually care about the people doing well. Like, yeah, you want to get interviews from people that have done well, for marketing or whatever. But I feel like you guys actually care about people. I feel like if I were to dude, I got this problem, and reach out, you'd probably send me to somebody that could help me instead of just being like, oh, you're on your own,
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that, man, because we do care. We really do. And that is going to an even bigger level here soon, which some cool announcements that I think we're going to do. But as far as that goes, yeah, I guess the one thing I forgot to say, I got to say this in every interview, I'm obligated. I didn't pay you to say any of all those nice things, right? I wasn't holding a gun to your head.
No, I'm offered nothing for this. It's using my battery, so it's costing me money now.
See, he's paying me to say this stuff, guys. Okay, I'm winning. Hey, man, seriously, appreciate the time, guys. If you're watching this, guys like Aaron, taking the time out of their day to do stuff like this, show the video some love, hit it with a like, hit it with a subscribe. It's not really about us at this point, guys. It's about people like Aaron and getting everyone, out of their comfort zone and willing to do something like this. Because I can already see it now, man. Surfing off the coast of Indonesia, that is something that is worth it. So I'm just super happy for you, man. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks everybody for watching.